Welcome to Barre. My name is Jenny. We're starting on the floor and you bring your own music. All right, let's go. So go ahead and make your way on down, gracefully or not gracefully. It's up to you. Whenever you get down, I don't know about you, but when I sit on the floor, I have this like routine. You know, I gotta get like ready to be on the floor. So whatever you need, kind of shake those legs out. We will warm up, but it's gonna be, we're gonna warm up from our abs especially. So good, inhale, arms reach up, and then go ahead and point those toes and roll all the way down. Arms reach overhead, and then simply roll all the way back up. Excellent, roll those shoulders back, legs stay long, point your toes, and just find a nice gentle lean back, so no rounding, right? Roll those shoulders back, plug them in, and then little pulses with the straight legs. Good, core is engaged here. Core is sucking in. Make sure you're breathing. Good, sit up nice and tall, arms reach up, inhale. And exhale, fold over those legs. So gonna get a lot of stretch in today as well. You know, lately I've been neglecting the stretch aspect of our bar, which is so nice. I think I like to be super action-packed, but I forget that this is the juicy part as well. So if you can't reach your toes, ground your hands on your legs so you can use those legs to pull yourself closer. So don't just be like reaching out in space. Good, and then come on up, roll those shoulders back, lean back about halfway, point your toes, arms come out in front, and then lifting one arm and back, the other arm and back. Good. Nice. Just, you know, warming up those abs, warming up those shoulders, all the things. Try to keep your shoulders down, not in your ears. Good, one more. And come on, sit up, flex your feet. Sit nice and tall, reach those arms up and over those legs. Good, breathe. Excellent. And then go ahead and sit up tall. We're just going to take some simple Pilates roll-ups. Yes. So arms reach out in front. You're going to tuck your belly button in towards your spine as you curl down. Point those toes. Try to keep your feet on the ground. Arms reach up overhead. Inhale. And then as you exhale, curling chin to chest. Arms reach over those feet. You can flex your feet or keep them pointed. And then sit up nice and tall before you tuck your belly button in towards your spine and roll down. Arms reach overhead. Good, and then rolling back up. Oh. And stretching over those legs. Good, again, sit up nice and tall, point those toes, belly button towards your spine. Down you go. Nice, and rolling back up. Woo! And stretch over those toes. Good, warming up our spine here. Belly button to spine. As you roll down. Good, chin to chest as you roll back up, sit up tall, and then stretch over. You should have almost like trying to get a flat back action here as you go forward. And then of course you have that curl as you go back down. Good. And back down. And roll back up. Nice. And reach for those toes. Excellent. Roll the shoulders back to sit up nice and tall. You're going to plant your hands behind you. We're going to come into a reverse plank here. So point your toes, hips lift up. Good. And then you're going to lower those hips down. And you're going to sweep your arms forward as one leg lifts up. Yes. Foot plants. Hands go behind you. Finding that reverse plank again, hold. And then let your hips come back down. Sit up nice and tall as you sweep One leg up and reach for it. Good. Lifting those hips back up. And then let those hips lower back down. First leg sitting up nice and tall. So I'm kind of leaning back a little bit, trying not to. Legs are just a little tight today. And then let that leg down. And then hips raise up, hold. And let those hips come back down. Other leg up. Point your toes. Oh, good. Hands stick behind you. We got a few more of these. Finding your reverse plank here. And then hips down. First leg is what you should be on. And then let that leg go. Hands come behind you. Reverse plank, hold it. And hips come down. Second leg. Good. Hand back down. Last time for reverse plank, so hold it. See if you can get your hips any higher. You can let your head rest back on your shoulders, or you can keep your chin tucked to your chest, or look straight up to you. Good. And let those hips come down. Take your legs nice and wide, nice V, and then begin to fold forward, just finding a nice stretch in between. You can point or flex your feet. Just keep them engaged. Good. And then stretch over one side. Good. Another side. And then coming into the middle, you're just going to ground for the inside of those legs. Bring the soles of your feet together. Nice. And stretch over. Good. Breathe it out. Again, trying to be mindful to get our stretching a little bit early here. Good. And then come on up. Bring those knees together. Excellent. And then you're going to begin to take your feet up off the ground. So you can have your shins parallel to the ground. This is a great place to be. If you need to drop them down a little bit, or even have your toes on the ground, this is all well and good. All right. Go ahead and take those arms across. So you're grabbing opposite elbows here. We have genie crunches. So you're just going to go out and in. So crunching those knees in towards your elbows. Finding a little bit of a scissor action here. And if you can, keep your knees together. That'll make it a little bit harder. You're shaking. It's all good. Breathe. Your knees are just kissing your forearms. Good. And let it go. Sit up nice and tall. Woo. There we go. That was a little bit of heat for the back. All right. So go ahead and take those legs out long and find that nice lean back. So here's what's going to happen. Your arms are going to be out like kind of ballet arms here. So, but think of like narrow beach ball instead of like really wide beach ball. Yeah. All righty. So one leg lifts up. You're going to go over. Other leg lifts up and over, up, over. Good. And if you want to add a little bit of extra, you're going to sit up tall in between and find a little bit more of a lean back in between. Good. Exhaling as you really go back. Inhaling as you sit up. Good. Getting those obliques. Nice. Go ahead and let that movement go once you're even, and then roll all the way back onto your back. Hands come behind your head. We have nice, super simple bicycles here. Taking a little bit of the complicated out. So opposite elbow, opposite knee, and switch,
and switch, and switch. Good. So have just like a tiny pause each time that knee touches that elbow. So we just really get to turn on our abs a little bit more that way. And hit, 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 boom, boom, nice. Good, bend both knees, let it go. Woo, nice. Sweet. Go ahead and take those legs up, point your toes, and then turn your toes out, heels in, so just your heels are touching. Nice. And drop one and back up, one and back up. Now, if your neck needs a rest, you can keep your head on the ground. Otherwise, engage your abs a little more. Curl your chin to your chest as you do this. Yeah? Good. Again, ankles should be facing your face. So heels are in, toes are out. Point those toes. I love when you start building heat and you haven't even got off your butt yet. So make sure your hands are a nice place to cradle your head, but you're not yanking on your head. Good, one more. And bend those knees. Maybe plant those feet on the ground and rock your knees side to side, just kind of massaging out your low back. Good. All right, soles of your feet together, knees are wide. Curl your chin to your chest, and then go ahead and reach through as if you're trying to reach towards your ankles. Bring those heels up off the ground, toes are on the ground. Little crunch pulses here. Good, and then lay back down, bring those knees into your chest. You can rock side to side a little bit. Good. All righty, we're gonna do some nice strength as well as stretch. So legs start up, bend your knees, and then let your knees come open. You can grab for your feet, your ankles, or you can just have your hands anywhere along those legs as your feet go wide. Good, and then bring your legs back together. Knees bend, toes go down, knees come open, and extend. Good, we'll do a couple more like these to tempo. So up together, bend your knees, knees go open, legs extend long. Good, one more. Feet come together, knees bend, knees open, and extend. This time, hold your extension. So you can hang on behind your knees, onto your thighs, onto your calves, or maybe you can find your shins, or maybe your feet. You can either have them flexed or pointed, up to you. Breathe. Enjoy your stretch. And then let those legs come back together. Bend your knees. And then knees come open. If you grabbed your heels, try grabbing your toes instead, or vice versa. Or maybe you just grab further up on your legs. See what happens. You never know. Good, let those legs come back together. Bend your knees. Open up those knees. This time extending your legs out nice and wide. Go ahead and come on up. Reach through and pulses here, crunches. Go ahead and let it go. Bend your knees, toes come on the ground again, heels are lifted. Good, hands come behind your head or to your temples. Go ahead and crunch up so you're nice and chin to chest here. Good, and then you're just gonna lift those toes up off the ground. Think about lifting your heels even higher towards the ceiling. Just your toes are going to tap down. You're doing a lot for especially your inner core on this one. So if you feel it more in your thighs, it's because you have those deep core muscles working right here. Good. All right, toes come on the ground. You can keep your chin to your chest, or you can lay down on the ground, up to you. You're going to extend one leg long and back in, other leg long and back in. So just your toes are touching down and in, out and in, out and in, out and in. Good. And if you want to add a crunch, this is just going to be a little bit more brain power for you. So you're going to extend, your head's going to come down. As you crunch up, your both toes are on the ground. So extend and crunch, extend and crunch, extend and crunch, extend and crunch. Good. Again, you can take out the head action and just keep your chin to your chest. Still great things happening there. Good. Next time you're on the first side, leave it extended long. Awesome. And then again, I can be on the ground, or if you want to just keep those abs engaged, you can have chin to chest. If you're still cold, maybe keep that chin to chest connection. And then bend your knee and extend. Bend and extend. So you should be able to go really wide. My toes aren't even touching down as I bend. I'm just extending out here. Trying to keep my belly button towards my spine, keeping everything engaged. Good, extend it long, good. And then you're gonna pulse your toes towards the upper diagonal of your mat. Good. Nice, your other knee's still wide. Good. Excellent. Excellent, and then rebend that leg, and then extend your other one long, and in, long, and in, long, and in. Again, if your head gets tired, just lay down on the ground. Belly button to spine, think about that connection. So we build those abs in where we want them instead of building them up and out where we don't want them. Good, just really get some of this inner quad muscle here. Kind of hard to target sometimes, but we use it. We are definitely getting it right here. Good, and extend it long, and then pulse it towards that upper diagonal. Woo. Be a little pulse or a big pulse. And rebend. Woo! Let those heels drop, knees just fall open, nice and relaxed here. And then let those legs go long. Oh, yikes. Alrighty, and then bend those knees. Feet come to the ground. Excellent. And then we're gonna have, you can take your hands out to your side. We're gonna have some bridges here. So hips lift high and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Keep going, up and down, up and down, up and down. Good, go ahead and take your right leg up and over. So there's a few options here. I like to keep my foot on my, or I like to keep my leg crossed over like this because I feel like I have more control, and maybe I just need to strengthen more. If you want to take the challenge, you can take that foot straight up to the sky and you can pulse like you're punching holes in the ceiling. So we have done this before, so feel free to do that. And if you ever get tired, you can just meet me back here with your leg crossed over. Good, really going up and down. So in some form or fashion, you're doing it with one foot on the ground, whether your other foot is poking holes in the ceiling or you just have it crossed over, up to you. And then hold at the top, little pulses up, 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 up. Good, and lower down. Again, maybe you take those feet up off the ground, roll side to side a little bit, massage out that back. See if you can release some of the tension there. And then both feet on the ground, lift your hips up into a nice bridge, and then tap those knees at the top, little taps. Good. And lower down, good. Other leg can go straight up, so you're poking holes in the ceiling, or you can have it crossed over with me. Up and down, here we go. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Good, keeping it going. Trying to really get those hips up nice and high. Every time. Good, up, little pulses at the top. Here we go, pulse, 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 little, up, higher, higher, higher. You can do this. And let it go. Awesome. Take both feet up off the ground, maybe rock side to side. Alrighty, this one's gonna be a doozy potentially, but you never know. All right, so we're gonna all lift our hips up off the ground for a bridge pose. Go ahead and take that right leg back up and then bring it in line with your other leg. Good, and you're just gonna squeeze your butt so like your legs almost come in towards that midline. Ha la la. This is not gonna take long for us to really feel this. So squeezing your butt up and also squeezing those legs in together. Oh, let that go. Holy cow. It's the standing leg. That's what got me. All right, go ahead and lift those hips up. We have another side. Take your other leg up and then bring it in line with your other knee and then squeezing your butt to lift you up as you squeeze those thighs in towards the midline. Really small movement, but you'll feel it. Again, squeezing your butt while also squeezing your thighs in towards the midline. And let it go. Holy cow. Bring those knees into the chest. Whew. Alrighty, let's rock and roll, shall we? This is fun. So to start with, put your hands behind your thighs. You're gonna rock up. You can see if you can get up without letting your toes touch down. If you need your toes to touch down, you can, but try to hover. So eventually you can do these without hanging on, but if you want to hang on, you can continue to do that. So rocking down and up, rocking down and up. You can pause for as long as you want. We will add on to this. Good. Make sure you find that little moment of stillness before you go back down. Lots of core today. Good. All right. We're gonna add on. So you can take the rock and roll out all together and just be from here. So what you're gonna do is whenever you're gonna rock down, you're gonna rock back up. You're gonna extend one, extend the other, and then go again. So you can stay up. If you want to just stay up, maybe you need to keep your toes on the ground and just be here. You can do that. Otherwise, continue with your play. Challenge yourself. You can breathe dramatically. I'd rather you do that than not breathe. So whatever you got to do to remind yourself to breathe. One more. Oh, get sort of nice and tall. You can take those legs wide, maybe a little bit more of a narrow V this time as you fold over. Ooh.
Good, breathe. Excellent. Go ahead and sit on back up. Bring those legs together. Sit up nice and tall. And again, come back. So here we are. No rock backs this time. Good. So start here. Remember, you can always have your toes on the ground for this. Extending out long and in, out and in, one at a time. If you need to tap your heel with the ground, you can. Otherwise, just let that leg hover. Maybe your calf taps down, maybe not. And again, if you need to hang on, you can always do this. So that'll maybe help keep your spine a little bit long if that's kind of where you're struggling. Just want to eventually move it to where your palm is just on the outside of that knee. And then eventually you'll be able to move it off. Lift from those collarbones, you got it. Good, and let it go. Bring the soles of your feet together, sit nice and tall, and fold over. Woo. Awesome, awesome. Excellent. Go ahead and sit back on up. And then come on to all fours. Excellent. All righty. So again, layers, right? You decide which level layer you want to be at. Totally fine. So for one, place those hands underneath your shoulders and then slightly move it to where your pointer finger is pointing to the top of the mat instead of your index finger. Just test it out. See if your wrists like that better. You can always turn it back. Just a little bit different there. Good. And then lift your knees up off the ground so you're in your hover. Excellent. You're going to turn to the side like a ninja. Take your hand to your head, and then kick that leg out. Pulse it down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it back to your hover. Take it to the other side immediately. Hand to the back of your head. Leg extends out and lift and lower. Lift and lower and lower and lower. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it back to your hover. Knees down. Knees nice and wide. Toes together. Find a child's pose. Get off your hands for a moment. Excellent. Make your way on back up. Sweet. And then again, check out those hands. See if you liked it with your pointer finger forward instead of your middle finger. Tuck those toes under. Find your hover. Good. Come onto the side of your feet. Hand comes up. Extend that leg out and up and up and up and up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it back to your hover. Switch to the other side. Extend it out and up, 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 up. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it back to your hover. Excellent. Stay in your hover. If you need to drop your knees, you can. Good. Kiss those knees down. Lift knees up. Kiss down. Lift up. Kiss down. Lift up. Kiss down. Lift up. You got this. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let those knees come down. Leave those toes tucked. Come and sit up on top of your feet. Ooh. Stretching out those toes. Go ahead and bring those knees up off the ground. Good. So working on a little bit of balance here. Coming into toe stand. So hands can stay on the ground. Eventually, you'll have your hands off the ground. Thighs come parallel to the ground. And maybe you sit up tall. Good. So I'm going to show you the easy version first, and then I'm going to show you the version that I think you all can do. But, you know, it's really a day-by-day thing sometimes. And especially with the weather changes, sometimes that throws off your balance. So I get it if today's not your day. So easy version. So you're in toe stand. You want to try to find your toe stand each time. Hands can come to the ground. As you press yourself up to a nice stand, I want you to go ahead and releve. Find a little bit of balance up here. Good. And then keep your heels lifted as best you can, or you can leave them down on the ground. As you come back down, you're gonna tap those hands down. Good, so super, if you need the easier version, heels come down, and then you're just gonna bend down as if you're gonna sit on the ground. So however you naturally get down. Whenever I teach like older people sometimes, they hate me when I do this, but we literally just sit down and up like for a minute. Like you have to practice sitting all the way down to the ground and standing all the way back up because it's like, it's a workout for normal people. So, alrighty. If you're coming with me, enough to chat. If you're coming with me, you're gonna find that toe stand. Your arms are gonna be out here, nice ballet arms. You can have your hands in together or fingers in, find your beach ball. You're gonna stand all the way up, bring those arms up as you keep your heels lifted. And then as you come back down, find something to focus on that's not moving. You're gonna come back to that toe stand, hands are in first position. Yes, coming up, finding your balance. So you may not go at the same speed as me, start going whenever you're ready. You're just gonna take a few of these up and down, a lot of balance, a lot of stability. A lot of thighs, a lot of core. If your knees are popping, it's okay. Or Rice Krispie sounding, it's fine. Good. Ooh. Hopefully you're still going. Again, no shame in the game if you have to modify or like maybe your hands have to touch down because balance is a little tricky. They're just burning out those quads and those calves. Holy cow. How are they going? Hey, Chihuahua? Isn't it nice what we can accomplish without like jumping up and down? We spend so much time in shoes. It's nice to work out and not need shoes. Good. Next time you're down, you get to stay there. Excellent. Untuck those toes. I have bad news. Sit on top of those feet. Woo, buddy. Your foot just cramped up. You can always flip it back. All right. Otherwise, place those fists into the ground and stretch out the tops of your feet, lifting those knees up off the ground and lower back down. Excellent. This is just going to hopefully feel really good. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. We're going to come into a little bit of a downward dog here. Not a little bit of a downward dog for a little bit. You can pedal out those feet, walk out your dog. Good. Maybe rise up on all 10 toes. Then send those heels closer to the ground. Excellent. Come forward into a plank. And then lower all the way down onto the ground. Nothing fancy. Yes. Hands come underneath your face. That's where you can rest them. And then you're going to walk your feet out wide. So like you're trying to come into those splits, but on your belly. Good. And then bend those knees. Toes come, they don't have to come together. They just come up. But maybe you can get them together. We'll find out. Excellent. Excuse me. And then you're going to lift your quads up off the ground. Lift your thighs up off the ground. Just up and down. Once you know what you're doing, you can feel free to rest your head on your hands. And if you find this is like killing you under those hip points, you can always doll up your mat or put like a towel or something or a blanket underneath those hips. And feet can be touching. That might like feel like it's helping you a little bit, or they can be separated, really having to use all of your bum. All right, we're gonna add on to this. So you're gonna lift, extend your legs long, bring it in, and release down. So squeeze up, extend out, bring it in, and lower. Squeeze up, extend out, bring it in, and lower. Up, out, 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 in, and lower. Good.
Go ahead and walk those feet back in line with your hips. Bend your knees, and then just windshield wiper those legs side to side, just kind of working through your back. So when we lay on our tummy, we're doing a lot to strengthen our back and our butt, or the back side of our body. Thank you, gravity. So if you feel it in your back, that's where you're supposed to feel it. But we know that our back is kind of, you know, this sensitive thing. So we want to make sure that we are also showing it some love. All right, go ahead and let those feet come back down to the ground. And then press into the tops of your feet. Then you're going to extend one up and lower, other and lower, one and lower, two and lower. Good. Alternating legs, just extending up and down. Really pointing through your toes, seeing how high you can get those legs. So again, resting your head on your hands. Just finding a nice rhythm for you. Good. Next time you're on that first side, you're going to leave it up and then pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Good. This is really good because we can't arch our back too much, right? Because we have the flat ground underneath us, as opposed to when we're at the bar and we have to like really think about not arching through our back. Good. And lower that leg. Nice. Press into the top of that foot. Other leg lifts up and pulses. Here we go. Pulsing up and up and up. Good. And lower down. This time you're going to flex your feet so your toes are on the ground. Your knees are going to lift up off the ground. Excellent. And then from here, you're going to tap out to the side. You will alternate. So one taps out and in, other out and in, out and in, out and in. Good. So this should take a little bit of that pressure off of your hip points by having your feet flexed like this. You can try it with your toes pointed if you want. It's just a whole other level of engagement, I think, but which is good. But if you find that your thigh kind of gets in the way, like my quads are pretty good size over here, so I don't get quite the same. I almost have to like work harder, which could be good because I have to really pick my leg up off the ground. I almost have to do this like itty bitty arc in order to pick my leg up so I can move it. So again, pointed toes or flex feet, up to you. Just engage those feet. Good, and release. Woo. Bring it on up to be off the belly. Let's take some cat-cows just to kind of work through that spine, Sally. So inhale, let your belly drop as you look up. Exhale, round your spine to the sky. Good, inhale, look up as you arch your back. Exhale, spine in the sky, chin to chest. One more round, inhale, look up. Exhale, spine to the sky. Good, bringing it back to neutral. Take one leg out behind you. You can take your opposite arm out in front of you, or you can leave it on the ground. Up to you. Good. Breathe, hold. Nice. And we're just going to fly it up. So arm and leg reach up, and then bring it back to neutral. The thing here is you want to make sure that your belly is still in. So you'll have that little arch, but can you bring it back? You almost think about like arching, and then belly button comes in to give you that flat back. So reach out, belly button in. Reach out, belly button in. Out, belly button in. Out, belly button in. Yeah, up, belly button. Up, belly button. Up, little crunch in. So think about that belly button going towards your spine. So you have that itty bitty crunch in. Good, and release. You can go straight to the other side because this hand should be fresh. Unless you're using both, you can take a little break. Take that other leg back. Maybe your arm goes forward. Good, hold, we held it.
Good, and even here, if you don't like the full lift, you can just practice belly button crunching in. Yeah, think about sending that belly button up while trying to keep that leg lifted. That's still some good abs there. All right, whenever you're ready, lift, belly button in. Lift, belly button in. Lift, belly button in. Lift, belly in. Lift, belly in. Lift, belly in. So make sure you're getting both motions, right? Good, one more. Excellent, let it go. Get off those hands for a moment. Excellent. All right, this one is gonna be, the harder option is gonna be on your elbows, easier option will be on your hands. All righty. So come down either to dolphin pose, essentially, or you can stay on your hands. Good. So option one, you're here, you're gonna take that leg back behind you, and you're just gonna go up and down. So tap your toe all the way down and all the way up. You wanna make it harder, come to your plank, toes tap down and lift. Up and lower, up and lower. So your choice. You can have that arch. So it's kind of like plank, but it's almost like I said, dolphin. So you can jackknife those hips up a little bit. Again, you can always have that knee on the ground. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Get off your hands or your elbows, like right here. Yeah. Among other things, but you know. Oh, nice and effective. All right, either find your hands or find your elbows. Again, you can have your knee on the ground. See how my hips are kind of high, so I'm not in a true plank here. And then again, taking that leg up and lower, up and lower, up and lower. And if you want, come to the toes on the other foot. And again, you can have those hips as high as you like. Nice, few more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Let those knees come down to the ground. Go ahead and face me. Excellent. Again, another thing, if you want a little extra cushion under your supporting knee, your standing knee, you can do that. I brought my water out. We haven't had any yet. That's kind of a problem. All righty. So you're on one knee. This knee is going to stay on the ground for now. Other arm can reach up. Good. And then go ahead and reach the arm up and over. Nice. Leg comes up, hand comes down. Nice. So pointing that toe, ankles to the sky, or ankle to the sky. Good. I hope you guys are kind of warm, at least getting warmer. So that foot just lightly taps down. It's not gonna, don't just like let it go, okay? Keep everything in control. Okay, getting some nice lean waist here. Good. Alrighty, make it a bend. Elbow and knee up to the sky to begin with. Nice. And then come to the front, yes? Knee to elbow to the front. You can keep that leg extended long behind you. You don't have to tap it down, or you can tap it down, up to you. Good, and let it go. Woo. Don't worry, we'll stretch out your neck. Oh, all right. Go ahead and take that leg nice and long. Reach up, breathe. Try to get those hips nice and open. Good. And again, it kind of eats up into your wrist. Just play with the position of your hand, right? See if that helps you find any more way to just grab through those fingers instead of loading up your wrist. Good. If you're dropped down like this, pull that neck out long. Arm reaches overhead. Here we go. Straight leg, straight arm. And again, just tapping that foot to the ground. Don't drop it. You can even leave a hover. Good. I like that tap because it gives just the tiniest bit of release where you have to engage again. It's like turning on and off a light switch. When you turn it off, right, turn it back on, it's a lot of energy. Whereas if you would have just left it on, less energy. So the same thing for us. If you just find that little bit of release as you tap down, or that little bit of pause before you come back up, it's like you're using more of that energy. Yeah, which sometimes we're like, we want to conserve energy, and sometimes we want to burn those muscles quicker, like when we're just doing a workout to get a workout, right? If we were playing like a 5-hour football game, we want to do things where we're conserving all that energy. Now, if we're trying to get a workout in an hour or less, we want to do some things to kind of burn more faster, right? Good. Good. All right, make it a bend. Here we go. To the ceiling though. Think up, elbow and knee go up. Good. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. To the front. Here we go. In and out. In and out. In and out. There's a few more of these. Again, you can keep tapping that foot down, or for this one, just keep it extended. 1 more. Nice. Come to the middle. Woo. All right, so hands are on the ground. You're going to take your hips, so your hips are on your heels, right? Take your hips up a little bit. And then as if you're sitting side saddle. Ooh, that should be some good stretch through your side of your glutes and your hips. Good. Come back up to center and take those hips slightly to the other side. So if you're kind of wondering what's going on, like my opposite heels still intact with my opposite butt cheek. So I'm not fully sitting down on the ground. And my hands, I'm still using them a little bit here. Just get that nice side stretch. Nice. Take your hands forward, take this leg out to the side, toes face the front, and then hip, rotate it up. So like you're opening up to the sky. And then rotate that hip down. You can stay on your hands or you can drop to your elbows. And if you're still not feeling it, you might have to take this foot a little bit wider and really like sink those hips back a little bit. Good. Bring that knee back in. Send your other leg out. Same thing to begin with. Rotate these hips open and then rotate them down. That might be where you need your stretch. If you want to come to your elbows, you can. If you need to sink your hips back a little bit, you can. As long as you're finding a stretch here. The more flexible you are, the more you have to get creative. So if you're not flexible, win. You don't have to like really try to figure out how you get the stretch because you just get it. Alrighty, and then take that knee back underneath you, tuck your toes under. Oh, roll up, find a forward fold here. So if you roll all the way up, roll back down. Good, walk. If your fingertips can't touch the ground, bend your knees enough so your fingertips can touch the ground. Walk those hands over to one side. And walk them to the other side. And then back to middle. Bend your knees generously and roll all the way up. Well, it's so nice to see you guys on the ground. Alrighty, adjust whatever you need to. If you need to grab some of that water, I know we're almost there. But doing this at the end, it should feel really good because this is just kind of working to our hips. Hopefully this is going to feel like stretching to you. But if it feels like you still didn't work, that's fine too, right? All right, heels in, toes out. Ah, nice. Plies. Never felt so nice to be up and moving. Ah, yay. Ah, I don't know. Hopefully this feels good to you right now. I'm just like, this feels really nice. I don't feel like I'm doing work. I feel like I'm moving through all these muscles that I just spent all that time on the floor, like building up. And now I'm like using them. It's so nice. Okay, alrighty. Bend to one side, double pulses. Other side, double pulses. One, double pulse. How's this for a cool down, right? Instead of a warm up. I hope you're enjoying it. Just find some mindfulness here. Like they say, you know, just really, what do you call that? Just observe, just feel how good it feels to move in your body. Yay. Do one more each side. Good, roll those shoulders back. Go ahead and stand on up. Feet can still be a little bit wide. Inhale up and over. Good old ballet reach here. Good, and then turn. Nice flat back here. And then all the way down to that leg. Good, find the middle. And then bend your knees, hips go down as your chest comes up. Oh, some yoga in there. And then hips back up. And then bend those knees so your hips come down. And then hips go back up. Roll all the way up. Nice, other side, here we go. Breathe. Ooh, yay. And then find a flat back. We used to do this in dance all the time. Except I was too flexible to feel the stretch back in the day, but now I understand this is really good stretch here. So your backhand can be hanging out on your hips, or it can be like reaching out behind you. Oh, and then all the way down over that other leg. Good, find the middle, breathe into it. Nice long legs here. Good, bend those hips, come down, froggy, and back up. One more time, bend them down, and back up. Take your breath, and then whenever you're ready, rolling all the way back up. Excellent. So we kind of work it out. Good, let's work out our hips. We're gonna work on some balance. So, knee goes wide, just rolling out through that hip, through that ankle even maybe. Maybe that's a little too many parts. Good, and then other way, circle in. Good, just working through that joint. So open out, other leg, hopefully you can switch. And then other direction. Nice, let's get a little modern on us here. So you're gonna take it, but you're gonna actually pick your hip up, yes? So think more about your hips now. Rolling, good, and then go the other way. So back and around, back and around, back and around, back and around. So one heel is doing all the work. We're gonna go to the other side. So up and around. So if you're like, I don't know how she's doing that. I'm bending my knee and I'm picking my heel up. Yeah, good. And then you're gonna go the other way. If you're like, this is not natural, it's okay. You know, this is really good for you. You gotta be able to break it down on the dance floor, right? That's how you do it. All right, find some balance. Let's work out that ankle. So let's put circles one way. Try to get them in a circle. I know it's a little tired. And then go the other way. Good, let it go. Other foot, circles one way. Good, other way. Good, nice. Last standing abs, just in case you got too cold. Arms reach up. This also takes some balance, which is why I like it. Coming to middle and down. Middle and down, good. Single knee lifts. having a little bit, so remember that crunches we did with the bird dog? See if you can get a little bit of that like, huh, like, ugh. So sometimes we're like, let's stand nice and tall. Other times we're like, ah. So I want you to do the dramatic like, ah. Yeah. Belly button to spine. Nice. And let it go. Feet go a little bit wide. Inhale, reach up. Exhale out. Good. Inhale, reach up. And exhale out. If you're ready for it, inhale. And exhale. Nice work, guys. Got a lot of floor bars. So if you're feeling a little lethargic, hopefully that was a good one for you. Now you feel a little better in your body. And you didn't have to jump around. So mission accomplished. Have a good day, guys.